Hey, this is Ralph, and in this video I want to emphasize for search engine optimization having a web page for every topic of your business. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm using Bing search engine today just to kind of mix it up instead of using Google. But I'm going to go ahead and perform a search here for something I just checked out. I'm going to do saltwater aquariums, Tampa, Florida. So let's say you're looking to set up a saltwater aquarium, or maybe you have one, you need to do some maintenance or cleaning or whatever. So I'm going to do a search for saltwater aquariums, Tampa, Florida, and here are my search results. And there's a couple businesses. I've already clicked on this one, Creative Aquariums of Tampa, and we'll check them out in just a second. There's another one on here, Drysdale, and then we get a generic one, Super Pages, which is often happens if you see something like Super Pages, Yellow Pages. It means the site is certainly not developed enough, and generic Yellow Pages websites are getting better traffic or more attention. But it looks like these two businesses stand out the most, Creative Aquariums, Drysdale Aquariums, even though the look of their title could be a little misleading. So let's go ahead and check out Creative Aquariums of Tampa. And it's a pretty small, simple site. But now that we can, obviously, we can Google that, and they're ranking obviously pretty well for that specific keyword phrase. Let's do a little bit of more research. I'm going to go ahead and copy their address here. Jump over, do another Bing search. But this time I'm going to preface it with site : and I can take out most of this. Now when you can do this in Google also, but when you do site : and then the web address in question, you'll actually get a listing of all the pages in that website. And now that I've done that, we can really see that Creative Aquariums of Tampa is a super small website, 5 pages. So they have a 5-page website. Their home page, About Us, Gallery, Location, Contact Us. So this is super simple in structure. Now, doing this also gives you a really great overview of a site, especially your own site's titles and descriptions. What you're looking at right now are the titles of your web pages and their descriptions, and you can determine if they are good or bad or too short or too long. For instance, it's really clear how their titles are set up. They've got the name of the business, a pipe, and then really a small word or two that represents what that page's focus is. Kind of very simplistic look. And of course then they also have some descriptions. But here's where it starts to get a little bit troublesome, and this is what you do not want to do for your own website. I can be a little bit more specific. Let's say I'm looking to build a new aquarium. Okay, so I want to buy or set up. Let's try a couple words. I'm going to do the word set up an aquarium. Now when I do a search for the word setup within their own website, the only thing I get is basically their home page, kind of a generic result there. Well, what if I want to buy a new aquarium? Once again, I'm just getting their home page. They've got such a small site, only 5 pages, they haven't referenced this. What if I want to get some cleaning? 2 of their pages reference cleaning, but still, it's the generic home page, which we've seen. There's really not a lot to this, okay? And then we have their About Us page. My opinion is that this website, they should have a page dedicated to cleaning and maintenance. They should have a page dedicated to setting up a new aquarium or purchasing a new aquarium. They should have a web page dedicated to getting supplies for this aquarium. If I were to do a search for supplies, once again, just their generic home page. So the individual pages, for instance, a page dedicated to cleaning doesn't have to be big, doesn't have to be complicated, but you want it to be very, very specific to that topic because it's something that people might search for. As an example, so if you recall Creative Aquariums, it ranked really well. If I did a search for saltwater aquariums Tampa, Florida, it was right near at the top. Okay, Creative Aquariums of Tampa, fantastic. But what if my search was something about cleaning a saltwater aquarium, if I can spell it? There it is. So the business in question, of course, is Creative Aquariums of Tampa. I'm now looking for cleaning a saltwater aquarium, and we get eHow, eZine articles. We get some pretty vague stuff. Now, I didn't use Tampa, so what if I'm a little bit more specific? I'm looking for business. So once again, I'll put in Tampa, Florida. And notice this is a little bit different. The business I was looking at before was Creative Aquariums of Tampa. What's ranking right now is creativeaquaticstampa.com. Creative Aquatics Tampa. So this business, Creative Aquariums of Tampa, doesn't even seem to be ranking here for the specific keyword phrase of cleaning. Now you might respond with, but Ralph, maybe Creative Aquariums of Tampa, they don't do cleaning. They are not the company that you would go to, so they're not trying to service that clientele. Well, I'm telling you, they're missing out on an opportunity. And they don't have to get into the cleaning business. But if you ever own a saltwater aquarium or a reef aquarium, they do need to be cleaned regularly. And you can do it yourself, or you can pay someone else to do it. Now let's say you, the business owner, you don't want to get into that particular line of work. Doesn't mean you can't advise people on how to do it. So even if Creative Aquariums of Tampa doesn't clean aquariums, they could have a page dedicated to this topic, which explains the steps involved, the equipment that you might need, the time that it might take, a schedule of how often should you clean this aquarium. And this page could be a resource so that if somebody performs a search for cleaning a saltwater aquarium, their website could potentially rank for that search, and maybe somebody will click on it, and maybe somebody will say, hey, this business doesn't clean for me, but they've given me some really nice instructions on how to go about it. And perhaps while I'm here, let's maybe consider getting some supplies or calling them up for a new aquarium. So they're kind of missing the opportunity of getting a new customer base by not having enough pages, and certainly not having pages dedicated to their topic. So when you're making your own website, consider having a page dedicated to every specific topic that your business or your site is all about, and dedicate it to those keyword phrases. So whether it's aquariums or biking, so if it's a bicycle shop, you could have a page dedicated to maintenance. You could have a page dedicated to fitting and buying a brand new bike. You could have a page dedicated to bike rentals. You could have a page dedicated just to mountain biking, to road biking. Have a very specific page that will attract that audience into that entry point of your website.